All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about a choice, a fundamental choice that you make every single day, probably without even realizing it. It's this hidden force that quietly shapes everything from your career path to what pops up on your Netflix screen.
And to get exactly what I mean, just ask yourself this one simple question. It's dinner time. Are you going to go to your absolute favorite, can't miss, tried and true restaurant? Or are you going to take a chance on that new place that just opened up down the street? Your answer, believe it or not, says a lot about you. And that choice, our simple little dinner dilemma, is actually the perfect doorway into one of the most powerful ideas in all of decision making, for both us and for machines. So let's break it down. On one side, you've got what we call exploitation. That's you going to your favorite spot. You're exploiting your existing knowledge for a guaranteed good meal. You know it's going to be great. On the other side, you have exploration. That's trying the new place. It's a risk, for sure, but it holds the potential for a huge reward. You might just discover your new all-time favorite. And that, right there, is the official term for it, the exploration versus exploitation trade-off. It's a dilemma, it's a trade-off because you can't do both at once. Every resource you have, your time, your money, your energy, it's all finite. So every single time you decide to explore, you're giving up a chance to exploit, and vice versa. Now, this might sound like a very human problem, right? Deciding where to eat dinner. But this is where things get really interesting, because this exact same dilemma becomes incredibly high stakes when we start teaching machines how to decide things for themselves. Imagine you're an AI. If you only ever exploit, if you just keep doing the one thing that's worked best so far, you run a huge risk of getting stuck. You might find a pretty good solution, yeah, but you'll never know if the absolute best solution was just one unexplored choice away. We call this trap a local optimum. It's good, but it isn't great. Of course, the flip side is just as bad. An AI that does nothing but explore is just a wanderer. It's constantly trying new things, which sounds good, but it never actually stops to use the valuable information it's found. It's all search and no reward, and that's just a massive waste of time and energy. So computer scientists, being who they are, formalized this whole dilemma with a really cool thought experiment. It's called the multi-armed bandit problem. Picture this. You're in a casino in front of a whole row of slot machines, or one-armed bandits. Each one has a different secret payout rate. Your goal is to maximize your winnings. So what do? Do you keep pulling the lever on the machine that's paid out the most so far, exploiting it? Or do you try a brand new machine that might be even better, exploring? So, how do you solve a problem like that? Well, one of the simplest and surprisingly effective strategies is called epsilon greedy. It works like this. Most of the time, let's say 90% of the time, the AI is greedy. It exploits the best option it currently knows. But, and this is the important part, for a tiny fraction of the time, that 10% epsilon, it takes a completely random action. It explores. And that tiny bit of forced randomness is often just enough to make sure it doesn't get stuck, helping it stumble upon even better solutions over time. Okay, enough about machines for a minute. Let's bring this all the way back to us, because this isn't just some abstract algorithm. This trade-off is woven into the very fabric of our lives and our psychology. I mean, think about it. What is childhood really but one long period of pure exploration? It's all driven by curiosity. When we make career choices, we're constantly balancing exploiting our current job against exploring a new company or an entirely new field. You see it in investing, safe, predictable stocks versus risky, high-growth startups. Even all of scientific progress depends on balancing proven, established methods with wild, radical new ideas. It's everywhere. And really, it all boils down to this fundamental tension between our short-term goals and our long-term ones. Exploitation is king if you just want to maximize your reward right now. It's safe, it's predictable. But if you want to maximize your rewards over the long haul, well, then you absolutely have to explore. It means taking a small hit today for the chance at a much bigger payoff down the road. And this doesn't just apply to you or me. The way entire industries and systems manage this exact same balance has a massive impact on the world we all live in. Let's look at a couple of quick examples.
First up, recommendation engines. You ever wonder how Spotify or Netflix just seems to know what to show you next to keep you hooked? They are absolute masters of this trade-off. They exploit your viewing history by showing you things they know you love, but they also explore by slipping in new shows or new artists you might love. See, too much exploitation and you get bored. Too much exploration and you just get annoyed. Their success lives right there in that perfect, delicate balance.
Online marketing is another perfect one. A/B testing is literally this concept in action. A company runs the ad that's performing the best. That's pure exploitation. But at the same time, they're always testing a new version against it. That's exploration. It's this constant cycle of exploiting the current winner while exploring for the next champion that helps them get better and better.
And then, of course, there are the truly high-stakes fields, like healthcare and medicine. On one hand, doctors have to exploit known effective treatments to help the patients they have today. But at the same time, the entire field of medicine has to explore novel experimental therapies through clinical trials. Therapies that are risky, yes, but could lead to breakthroughs that save millions more lives in the future. It's an incredibly difficult and absolutely vital balancing act. So, after seeing how this one idea shapes AI, our own lives, and even the world, let's bring it all home to one final thought for you to take away. You know, this quote just nails it for me. This isn't just a technical problem to be solved, it's a deeply human one. It's that constant pull between the comfort of what we know and the exciting curiosity for the unknown. It's stability versus growth, certainty versus risk. So, the big takeaway here isn't that you need to find some perfect 90-10 split for your own life. No, the real key is to be adaptive, to know when to shift the balance. When you're in a new environment, a new city, a new job, that's the time to crank up the exploration. But when you're in a stable, familiar situation where you really understand the rules of the game, that's the perfect time to exploit that knowledge for all it's worth. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. The world we live in is not a fixed game. It is constantly changing. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. So the real question isn't just how you balance these two things. It's in a world that is defined by change, are you actively exploring enough?